Hey everyone, this video is going to walk you through how to complete the study guide for your first checkpoint, so checkpoint 1, and that checkpoint is over context clues and main idea. Now, this document is pretty long, so what I'd like you to do is I do not expect you to complete all of this document, but I want you to complete at least 2 context clues processes and 2 main idea processes. This video is going to walk you through 1 context clues process and 1 main idea process, so it'll give you the answers for 1 of each, and then you're going to have to do 2 on your own then. So, and I don't mean 2 of each, I just mean 2 total. So by the time this video is done, we'll have done a context clues process together, a main idea process together, and then you have to do 1 context clues process and 1 main idea process on your own. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So the passages you see here are going to be the same passages you see on the exam. So even if you don't get through this entire study guide, make sure you at least read through the passages. A leopard cannot change its spots, so runs a well-known proverb. But this statement is easily rebutted. It turns out that leopards are remarkably adaptable animals, whose latent ability to adapt to new situations has made them one of the few big cats not facing extinction in the wild. Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and Russia all have leopard populations. 500,000 leopards roam in areas as different as the plains of South Africa to the snows of the Russian Far East. That's as many leopards as there are cheetahs, lions, and tigers combined. The leopards rank first among cats in its ability to survive. So in step 1, what we're trying to do is we're trying to just understand what's going on in the context zone, which is 2 sentences before and 2 sentences after the word, and just summarize that in our own words. So let's go ahead and reread the context zone. A leopard cannot change its spots, so runs a well-known proverb. But this statement is easily rebutted. It turns out that leopards are remarkably adaptable animals whose latent ability to adapt to new situations has made them one of the few big cats not facing extinction in the wild. So ask yourself, in those lines, what's being talked about? Put that in your own words in step 1. Go ahead and pause this video and then you could check your answer after. Alrighty, you should have something along the lines of the following. The author is rebutting the statement, a leopard cannot change its spots, because he or she says the leopard is adaptable. All right, so essentially I just took that context zone, summarized it in my own words in step 1. Step 2 now is where we determine the job of the word. So we're asking ourselves, what is this word doing in the sentence? So again, we go back to the sentence itself, but this statement is easily rebutted. So what you need to ask yourself is this word describing something? Is it showing something? Is it renaming something, demonstrating something? Is it a person, place, or thing? So take a second, ask yourself what role you think it's playing in the sentence, and then go ahead and put that in the box here. The statement is easily rebutted. It seems like the author is doing something. So specifically, rebutted seems to be a response this person has to this statement. So what I put was rebutted is a response the author has to this statement. Therefore, it is an action. All right, so we know rebutted, whatever word we replace it with, is going to have to be an action or a word that conveys an action. Now, do we think that this is going to have a positive, negative, or neutral connotation? Just a reminder, when something has a neutral connotation, it's neither feeling. So it's not like, oh, it has a little bit of a positive feeling, a little bit of a negative feeling. It's not that. It doesn't have a feeling whatsoever. So go ahead and try to determine whether you think rebutted has a positive, negative, or neutral connotation. So what I put here is that rebutted has a neutral connotation in this sentence. That's because it doesn't seem to have a very positive or negative feel to the word. If anything, you might say it has a slight negative connotation because the author is disagreeing with the statement here, and usually we think of disagreement having a negative connotation. However, I put neutral because how it's being stated, there doesn't seem to be a lot of feeling behind the words surrounding the word rebutted. All right, step 4, solve and replace. So what you want to do is you want to remove rebutted from the sentence and then figure out what word you think best replaces rebutted in the sentence. So, but this statement is easily blank. Take a second, see if you could figure out, pause the video, take a second, see if you could figure out what should replace rebutted in the sentence. All right, the correct answer should be something along the lines of proved false. So if we go back to the sentence, a leopard cannot change its spots, so runs a well-known proverb, but this statement is easily proved false. It makes sense in the sentence. We also know that whoever's speaking here disagrees with this statement, so proved false best replaces rebutted. All right, as you can see, there's another context clues practice with the word latent. You can go ahead and practice with that one if you'd like. There then is a main idea practice for this same paragraph, but I'm going to keep moving on to a new passage so we can read that together, and then we'll practice the main idea with the new one. So in this passage, it says, a paramount factor in the leopard's success is its diet. This cat is a generalist. The leopard does not discriminate when it comes to food, and the list of its many prey seems almost arbitrary. Baboons, lizards, insects, and antelope are all possible meals. Cats whose diets are limited to a few species are in danger when populations of their favored prey dwindle. So what we want to do is we're going to skip over the context clues processes. You can fill in those for practice if you'd like. We're going to go ahead and go to where it says main idea process. All right, so we're going to focus our attention on steps 1, 2, and 3. Step 4 can be helpful if you're reading a large story or text and you want to figure out the job that particular passage is playing in the text as a whole. But for our purposes in determining the main idea, we only need steps 1, 2, and 3. So as we go back to the passage, we want to determine one word, one or two words that would act as our topic. So we ask ourselves, all right, what is the topic of this passage? Go ahead and pause the video. You can reread the passage and then put the topic in step 1. All right, for step 1, our topic is going to be the leopard's diet. I know that because the leopard's diet is referred to throughout the entire passage. Now, step 2 is where you actually take a guess at the main idea. So you have to ask yourself, what about the leopard's diet is this passage discussing and talking about? So reread the passage again if you need to, and then ask yourself, what about the leopard's diet is this passage saying? All right, so for our main idea, we're going to go ahead and put down that leopard, or the main idea of the passage is that leopards survive by eating whatever is available in the area. Now your step 3 is going to be to check your main idea by finding at least 3 details from the passage that convey that this is our main idea. So 3 details that convey that leopards survive by eating whatever is available in the area. So you can do this by either copying and pasting the details in the chart below, or if you want to highlight, feel free to do that. So take a minute, pause the video, and either highlight or go ahead and copy and paste the details that prove this main idea in box 3. So here are some of the details you could have underlined or highlighted. So one detail is a paramount factor in the leopard's success is its diet. It's outright stating the main idea there. The cat is a generalist, which means that it's not really picky. The leopard does not discriminate when it comes to food, and the list of its many prey seems almost arbitrary. Again, pretty much stating our main idea. And then this last line where it lists all the different animals the leopard is willing to eat and states that these are all possible meals. So I've found at least 3, I think 4 details that prove my main idea, so I'm good to go. Again, don't really worry about completing this step 4 for the time being. Just worry about getting yourself to step 3 and you'll be good to go here. All right. As you take a look at the rest of the study guide, make sure you're reading all of the passages. And then remember, we've done 2 of the processes together. You need to do 2 more, 1 context clues and 1 main idea. All right, that's it for today. Good luck on the test on Thursday or Friday. And again, best suggestion I can make to you is to 1, practice with the processes, and then also make sure you're reading all the passages on this sheet. Have a great rest of your day.